The biggest hurdle that I encounter when I'm working with people around discovering their life purpose and becoming their life purpose, when I walk with people, especially I'm thinking about right now when I walk with patients through the actual steps of Be Your Purpose, the biggest hurdle tends to be, really always is, that we get in our own way. And one way to understand what that means is that when you recognize the genius that must reside inside you, if your body is able to take trillions of cells and have them interact seamlessly to produce a body that can walk upright and think and communicate, and how many things have to go right in every second of your life in order for that to happen. So each of us have genius as bodies, have genius flowing through us. And this is live, active genius, right? That's occurring throughout the course of your life. That is undeniable. And the hurdle that occurs is the forgetting of that. And when we forget that reality, rather than trusting the genius, the truth, the unfathomable intelligence flowing through our body to, one way that I like to think about it is to fit into our environment, to adapt to our particular environment, whatever that is in any moment, so perfectly, more perfectly than we would be able to adapt to that environment if we thought about it for centuries. If we just let our bodies adapt to the environment and we listen to what is occurring inside our bodies as they are adapting, it is through that listening that we are going to hear, that we're going to discover, and if we learn to listen well enough and consistently enough, that we're going to become our purpose. So becoming your purpose is actually a process of listening, which is a process of trusting, and also it's a skill. It's a skill that can be learned. Going inside and listening to what your body is telling you is something that develops and you get better at as you do it. And as you practice, you learn what works for you and what sort of doesn't work for you. There's a lot of different tools and strategies, techniques that allow you to quiet yourself down, go inside your body and listen and notice things and begin to notice the patterns that are emerging, and you can then construct an understanding of what is moving through you, what wants to move through you. A lot of people forget that purpose doesn't mean that you have to do something right now. There is purpose in listening to the genius of your body. Imagine you're carrying around the scientific equivalent of a $1 trillion system. That's you. Can't be built. There's not enough money in the world to build one of you and to maintain one of you artificially. It hasn't been done yet. So you have this system that has so much intelligence packed into it that simply listening to it is an achievement. And that's an achievement that is purposeful in and of itself. Most people find that when they listen for long, they learn to listen, they feel comfortable listening, they trust themselves in listening, and then they listen for a good amount of time, that they start to hear some actual activity, that the way that they want to intersect with the world that they live in, the way they want to interact with the world. So once you do this for a while, this listening, then it's likely that there will be some activity. Your body will want to influence the world in one way or another. Your body will want to use its genius to have an impact on the world that we share. And so that is true that you'll want to make adjustments in the outer world. You'll want to build, you'll want to create something. But purpose, at its essence, at its core, starts with and actually is in the listening to yourself. So let's go ahead and do some mind exercise, practice listening to ourselves, and recognize as we're doing it that we are living, we are being our purpose as we do the listening.